So it's nice to see you guys all here today. We're trying to make heads or tails of what happened to Summer Wells, why she has not been found. It's been a year, we know, or close to a year. We know law enforcement, hi sweet peas, law enforcement has worked their tail end off. We have heard Don describing it in one of his interviews with WJHL that, he feels bad for them. He's watched them limping and hurt and hot and exhausted. And we heard, the press conference of June 24th, 9 days after Summer Wells went missing, the Chief Coop of Churchill Rescue Squad discussed his guys being just exhausted, worn out, need a break. They need to bring some other resources in so they can rest their crew. It was a lot of work that they did. We had over 1,000 people out there, covered, many square miles. A square mile is a much larger terrain than a mile. If you guys don't know, it's a mile, a square mile. So that is a lot. That is a lot of ground to cover, and still no hide nor hair of Summer Wells. So we are advocating for the return, the safe return of Summer Wells. But as we know, because of the information that we were able to finally digest, this is now most likely being investigated as a homicide versus a missing person case. And it's been most likely being investigated as a homicide versus a missing person case within 9 days of her missing. So, we've got that information from the June 24th press conference with TBI, the spokesperson, Leslie Earhart. And, while we still want to have hope that she will be returned safely, at this point, we even discussed, the 72-hour mark. That's the most important, because children that are abducted, if we took that abduction theory, are, usually killed within the first 72 hours, primarily within the first 24 hours. And most are killed within 3 hours of being abducted. So if we did that theory, the theory of her being abducted, which is what the Wells sympathizers want everybody to believe, according to them, then she's no longer here. If the abduction theory is correct. If the abduction theory is not correct and she wandered off, unfortunately, the same is true, because at this point, it's been almost a year. And then if she met with foul play, so no matter how you look at it, the four options that are on the table, we're not looking, this is not looking like it's going to end well for Summer Wells, and people want to beat me up for speaking the truth about it. But, at what point are we going to start talking about reality, And the reality is children that have been gone this long typically are not going to be found, and are not going to be found alive, period. So it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate, but at some point we have to look at statistics. At some point we have to look at what's really going on here. And, I'm not one for word salad. I've never been one for word salad. Many of you guys come here to hear what is truly going on, not the, watered down version, the kumbaya version of things. We try to keep it real here. And reality is painful. And that's just all there is to say. It is painful, But we have to look back and find out what happened. Even if she was met with foul play, why has she not been found? It's because people are involved, right? We have a good idea who those people are that are involved, but people are involved. And the critical information that was provided up front, such as what she was wearing, where she was last seen, what she was doing at the time she was last seen. Those were all critical information. We heard, if you guys watched the behavior panel, they did the uncut version of their meeting with Dawn at the hotel room in that conference room. and they put that all out there, and they did not commentate too much on it or, analyze that. It was just what they talked to. You could watch it yourself. They went back later and analyzed their findings of that. But their actual meeting with Don Wells was over an hour long, and it was recorded. And I had an opportunity to review that entire session. And what I found to be quite alarming was he even acknowledged that law enforcement has told him their timeline does not match up. So at the time the behavior panel met with them, Don Wells already knew they needed to work on their script. They already needed to go back to the drawing board because their times were off. We are putting that timeline together based upon the information that Don Wells, Candus Bly, and Hunter provided us. We're also going to couple, because, Grandis has not made public statements except for one, and that was on March 1st of 2022. And she threw a monkey wrench into the entire script we had been hearing for the prior 9 months. So what happened? Why did Candus lie about what Summer was wearing the day she disappeared? Because we heard that Summer was, there's two stories even on how she got into her swimsuit to go to the water hole, right? Because Candus states to Chris McDonough that she changed Summer at her house. So she was already in their swimsuit by the time she went over to Hunter's home to pick him up. Hunter, on the other hand, states that Candus actually changed Summer in their living room of their home. So that is a discrepancy. And why is there a discrepancy on when this child was changed? I have no idea. But now you go back and we're at the water hole. I'm going to let you guys listen to it. Okay? I'm going to let you guys listen to this.
Okay.
And she was wide awake setting up.
Okay.
Like, she didn't go to sleep until after we left town.
Did she change clothes?
Yeah, I changed the clothes because when I have the windows down, it could be 100 degrees. I'll have all the windows on. Roll up the window, mommy, I'm cold. And she not be cold, but I still do it.
Is that part of Summer's
That's
personality?
just Summer.
Tell me about Summer.
So right there. So after she got out of the water, her mother changed her. But another discrepancy is that Chris asked her about a pillow. And she said, oh, well, Summer was wet. So I put a pillow under her. But she just said she changed her clothes. So how is she wet if she just changed her clothes? Then we got all the Skittles and the drink on the back seat. Yet Hunter didn't change clothes. So why wasn't it Hunter that was sitting on the pillow? And even though, and she tells Chris McDonough that the Skittles had been laying back there for some time. So why weren't they melted, so to speak, into the cloth from all the wet clothes? Because Hunter would have had to sit on those while he had wet clothes, right? Those didn't look like they had been wet. They didn't look like they were staining the upholstery, which is what happens when you add water to sugar. That coloring, the coloring from those Skittles. I mean, many of you guys know, if you guys have ever eaten Skittles and you had wet hands, guess what? The color staining your fingertips. So it would do the same thing to upholstery as it does to clothes. That dye, that food dye, would be staining your clothes. So, oh, good. Hi, Amy. So, it is important when they come up, and we're going to go over some of the stuff in this procedure book and why I find it odd that she lied to law enforcement about what her daughter was wearing. Did she do it to throw them off? Or did she do it because she forgot? Was it innocent, or was there a reason? And the reason why I'm honing in on the clothes is because we know both Hunter and Candus talked about the swimsuit. Both Hunter and Candus talked about going to the water park. Both Hunter and Candus, which still have discrepancies on the outfit that was put on. One of them says that they had to stop off and get her something because she was cold. But yet nobody said in the timeline that they stopped off at Walmart and purchased an outfit. Neither one. They didn't have fishing poles. They didn't have towels in the car, but somehow had an extra change of clothes. When did the clothes get introduced? Were they purchased that day, or were they brought with them? You know? But at the end of the day, nobody talked about a third set of clothes. No one talked about a third set of clothes. The top of the shirt was told that it could be pink or purple shirt, not a jogging outfit, a shirt. There is a difference between a shirt and a jacket. So why would she be inconsistent in what Summer was wearing last seen in? Because if we take this video of Summer being on the milk cartons, that would have been the outfit she would have had to disappear in, unless she was changed at the house. And we have heard the script over and over again, not just by Candus, not just from Dawn, but also from Hunter and Grandis, and nobody talked about a third outfit change. No one has talked about the third outfit. Where did the third outfit come from? Right? So we've got that. This, in my mind, is the outfit she would have had to have gone missing in, right? However, according to the TBI newsroom, Summer has blonde hair and blue eyes, stands about 3 foot tall, weighs approximately 40 pounds, and she was lastly seen wearing gray pants and a pink shirt, and was most likely barefoot. I'm sorry, but their description is a little bit different than this photo here.